ESPN Bet reported over the weekend that the Lions are the most bet team to miss the playoffs this season.
I think that people will look at that and say changing coordinators doesn't always work. They can look at Philadelphia and see what happened with them, even though the next year they did it, they won the Super Bowl. And maybe that just tells you that people really think that the secret to the sauce was whatever Ben Johnson was cooking has nothing to do with the team. They think that the injuries are still going to be a factor because they're not going to play with Lee McNeil and several other players for a while. I don't know what the margin is over the next team. I don't know if I care. I wouldn't bet against this team.
This is just a product of where the money's at. You mentioned the coordinators. There's a schedule. There's Bears hype. There's J.J. McCarthy hype. I mean, so that team last year would have been San Francisco, right? San Francisco went to the Super Bowl and then went 6-11. Consensus is strong that there is a decent portion of people that think this team is bound to take not just a small step back, but probably a pretty big step back. And then there's also Dan Campbell speaking this morning. And Dan Campbell was asked how he felt about the talent on his roster. And here's what he had to say. It's the best he's felt about it.
Should be.
Yeah, but there's this thing in Vegas that says they're going to miss the playoffs. People putting money on them missing the playoffs, and then you got the head coach saying it's the best he's ever felt. I think Dan Campbell's established himself as being a coach that doesn't sugarcoat things. You can kind of get a sense. He wears it on a sleeve. You can kind of get a sense how he feels. It's the best he's felt about this roster. Are you in either camp? Do you feel the best about this Lions team than any, or are you scared that they are due for a step back?
People here in Detroit, we live and die with the Lions on a daily basis, and we have for years and years and years. And what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have done has been nothing short of amazing. So I understand why Dan Campbell's chesty about his team, because they have lifted the floor so much, and the ceiling is very high. But not everybody sees that. Outside of Detroit, the perception is the motivational speaker, the guy who's talking about biting kneecaps, and is that a little bit of a joke? And the guy who got all the attention for the offense was Ben Johnson.